Well, happy Saturday, everyone, and greetings once again from Radio Wasteland Records here in Midland, Michigan. And at the risk of quoting a problematic Christmas song, baby, it's cold outside. I say risk not because the song is problematic, but because it's a Christmas song. And, here we are in January. Here we are in, I was going to say mid-January, but we're even past that. It's just moving along way too quick. So hopefully your Saturday is off to a good start. We have some sunshine here in the mid-Michigan area, but it is still chilly out. I think we're expecting a little snow today, but good news is that our parking lot got plowed again last night. So there's still some hard packed snow underneath it, but at least it's flat hard packed snow. So just take caution if you're out and about. The streets in Midland are pretty good. There's a couple of side streets that are still iffy, but we had a little warm up yesterday, so I think it's all right. We're getting there, but it is January, as I keep saying, in mid-Michigan, and you know what? We can expect just about anything. But I'll take the sunshine today. I think a lot of you will take that sunshine today as well. I'll take what we can get. Speaking of sunshine, good morning to Betty from sunny Toledo. Thank you for being here. Chuck saying good morning as well. And Matthew saying good morning. Good morning to you, Sir Pat. Saying good morning and good morning to all. See Matt adding in. Cool. Yep. Stop on in. We will be here. Steve saying good morning. The mob rules. Yes. Mission Burma. Not the Sabbath, I learned. No, we're good there, Steve. We'll see you here in a little bit. Dan saying good morning as well. Turn up the heat. Yeah, that's a good thing. What do you keep your thermostat set at when it's floating right around that 0 degree mark? Keep the store a little cool because people traditionally come in with coats on. I think that's the way retailers work. But I've got the fleece lined flannel on today, so I think I'm all right. We're gonna get there. I'll stay warm. Plus, I still have hey Ryan, thanks for being here. I still have a little bit of that transplant Uper apple knocker blood in me. So spent enough time up there. I think I'm good with that. So lots of stuff going on this week at the store. We had a late shipment come in. I think if you were paying attention to our Facebook and our Instagram, you know that we were a little delayed. I think that had a little bit to do with a misunderstanding with the distributor, but also that, quite frankly, there was just a lot of stallage for air travel and the like over the week simply because of the storm previous and the temperatures. So I think things just got slowed down a little bit, but never fear. We have got the stuff and it's in. One good morning. See Fred from Grand Rapids checking in saying, hey, good morning to you, sir. So we did get the shipment in and I will cover that here in a little bit. What we do have left and a few other things. Let you guys know what we got going on since those weren't in the drop video. Speaking of the drop video, there was a big item in that yesterday. Show this off real quick. We do have a few of these collectibles still kind of coming in. This is the International Submarine Band, their album Safe at Home. And if you can't see my note there, this was Graham Parsons, if not his first, I think one of his first bands. He was in this, again, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he was in this right before moving on to the Byrds. So this is a biggie on Discogs as well. We've got a decent price of on here if you're curious. But I bring this up very specifically to let you know that I've been talking a bit here and there about our website and some of the changes that are going through with the website. Let me call this up here. And as promised, I'm very slowly getting a lot of our high-end stuff up and onto the website. So this is kind of a little motivator for those of you who are local and you see stuff like the Graham Parsons come in and you thought, well, it's in the collectibles. I'll wait a while and I'll see if it stays there and then maybe I'll get it. I have begun posting these. And this is also the other reason. Good news for those of you who watch from outside of the area. And lately we've been hearing from a lot of folks outside of the mid-Michigan area who watch the videos on the YouTube channel. Thank you all very much, by the way, and watch the website. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that stuff going on because there is a little confusion on here as far as how to get to the online store. If you're looking at it on a laptop or a desktop computer, no problem. There's a link way up top there that says online store. You can see that up in here. But some tablets will have that, but smaller tablets or phones, if you're looking at this on a phone, does not have that link to online store up there. It's a little sandwich. I think they call them burger menus. And you got to click on that burger menu to open that up to get to the online store link. There's also a link down there in the Our Products section with the online store. But once you get there, you guys see that I've got this broken up into some categories, and this could be a changing thing. Maybe I'll break this down by genre as we get more and more stuff on there. But we've got some new vinyl up there, some record store day releases from days past, and the high-end collectibles. You go a little further down in this, you can see that there is the drop video. For those of you who don't have Facebook or don't watch YouTube, I know you're watching on either or. By the way, I think we're broadcasting on Instagram right now. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we might be. But then further down, I've got some 7-inches that are not out there. I have a box of 7-inch records that are a little more valuable that we keep behind there. And then some vintage vinyl, more going up all the time. But as we get to the high-end collectibles, things like that, the International Submarine Band, you will see some of these things going up in here so we can get them out. I'm still going to give our local customers a week or two, maybe 3 weeks, depending on, when something high-end goes out, before I put it out for the larger audience. And there's only a few things on here now, but this will become much more prevalent. I'll get that stuff out there as we go through. So check that out when you get a chance. Make sure if you're on a phone, just look for the online store in the burger menu and go through there. If there's some suggestions, let me know if you guys think of a different way to do this. Always open to that as well. But it's going to be kind of a work in progress. And I've been adding things in roughly at the pace of, 1 or 2 a day, heading in there, maybe 4 or 5 a week, depending on how busy we get here at the store. But it is it's an ongoing thing. And eventually we're going to have a lot of our high-end collectibles up there, especially great for you folks outside of the area who want to see what we've got going on here. Let's see, a couple more quick hellos and we'll get to the vinyl drop from yesterday. West Side as well. 8 degrees. We had 0 at the time when I woke up this morning at about 5:30. I think we're up to 9 here, Rick, but good morning to you as well. Steve Carlson from the vinyl. He's pressuring me. That's right. You know what? Make that decision. But there we go. By the way, speaking of Steve, the podcast is still a go. We're recording this week for the Two Guys Talking About Records podcast with our good friend Steve Carlson from the vinyl community. This week's subject, musical lawsuits. That could be a fun one. They're suing reggae. We'll leave it at that. Just watch for that on Spotify, iHeartRadio, and on our YouTube channel. You can pick up that stuff as well as the Two Guys Talking About Records Facebook page. Gary saying good morning as well. Jim, a little south of us, time for some Frigid Pink. Hopefully it's blue on the fingers and not the Frigid Pink stuff, but good songs from that great Michigan group. DK over in GB. Hey, yes, we are live on Instagram. Go Pack, go Lions. A big weekend for football. Mr. DK and the Pack, I don't know if they're playing at home, so you got to stay warm if you're working that game, dear sir. So good to know that we're live on Instagram. Apparently, hi Instagram, we're live on Instagram. If you're seeing us for the first time, I wasn't sure it was going to work, but apparently it's working. I'm just getting a preview on there. I don't know what's going on with that. There it is. Okay, I guess I'm seeing it now. So hi Instagram. Thanks for letting me know, DK. And it looks like there's a few people watching on Instagram too. I'll be damned. How about that? Welcome, Instagrammers. Nice to have you with us. Tracy saying good morning as well. And Rick saying website, simple drop-down menu. Yep, it's on the phone in the upper right. Very easy to get to. So it's a good way to keep track. Okay, looking at time. Yeah, we got a little time. I'll get moving here. As I mentioned at the top of the live update, we did have a late shipment coming in this week, some delivery issues. It is here. So the new vinyl is here. What's left of it. We did get a little bit busy yesterday, but the Rhino Rocktober stuff is Rocktober. Listen to me. I'm living in the past. I don't even know what year it is. The Start Your Ear Off Right from Rhino. Rocktober just rolls off a little better. Start Your Ear Off Right, the January stuff is wrapping up. There's one more week. It's a big week of the Start Your Ear Off Right stuff next week. There's some Sabbath. There's some Stevie Nicks. Watch our new release show later this afternoon for a full update on that. We'll get that out. But this week, we did get a copy of the English Beats Rocktober. Listen, maybe my brain needs warming up. The Start Your Ear Off Right on magenta vinyl, some great ska-ish stuff from the Beat, the English Beat. We did get both of the Nuggets, the Volume 1 and Volume 2. These are some great garage rock tunes from the 60s throughout. Originally this was pressed, I think, in the 80s, It's been repressed a couple times. More recently, it was a big record store day release as a box set with all 4 albums, but this is 2 double LPs. Let me get that in there for the how's that work for the thumbnail? We'll see where that goes. But 2 double LPs, they're $40 each. They are on psychedelic splatter vinyl, so some very cool stuff. Look up the track lists on these, but I mean, Question Mark and the Mysterians are on here. Oh, the Lovin' Spoonful, Volume 1's got the Electric Prunes, Shadows of the Night, the Count 5, lots of great stuff. Chocolate Watch Band, all of these great site groups. So that is in those, the Nugget set. I can get more. I think I've got 1 each left. I can get more. James the Younger, you guys remember him. He was very excited about this MOV, the Music on Vinyl soundtrack from the film Bullet Train. And we did get a couple of these in. I only have the lemon left, but I think I can still get a hold of the tangerine colored vinyl version. This is the lemon. If you have not seen this movie, it is a trip. Holy cow, is it a wild ride, metaphorically, and not so much speaking on the train in this case. But check that out. But the Bullet Train soundtrack, it's got Japanese language versions of Staying Alive from the Bee Gees and Holding Out for a Hero, the dance version, but sung in Japanese. But Shuggy Otis is on here as well. Engelbert Humperdinck, Big Fella, Dominic Lewis, Rare Earth. So it's all over the place as far as the soundtrack goes, which is kind of fitting for the movie. But colored vinyl for Music on Vinyl. James the Younger wanted the tangerine. I had another one. That one's gone. The lemon's left, but I can probably get some more left. You know what I'm talking about if you've seen the movie. It's lemon and tangerine in there. Rainier Fog, Alice in Chains. This was a couple of weeks back. We did get a copy or 2 of this in. I believe it is on smog colored vinyl. This is a later Alice in Chains stuff, so it's a little bit different than the classic stuff, you know. On the restocks and reissue front, this is an interesting one. I've been kind of digging on this band lately. This is the band Goose, or the Goose, depending upon how and what you want to listen to that as. But their album Dripfield, this one is on orange vinyl, double LP. Again, I've been kind of getting into these guys. They're a jam band, but they're not necessarily along the lines of Fish or the Dead. They're a little more poppy sounding, more modern sounding, but still have that jam band feel. And this thing's been on back order forever and a half. And then bam, I get 3 copies in. So, well, 4 copies. One of them was open for quality control purposes. So I do have, I think, 3 of these left from Goose. I think some folks were looking for that last year, but we do have them. Restocked with a couple copies of the Rolling Stones Hackney Diamonds. This is the clear vinyl version, indie exclusive from those dudes there. Got a copy of Nirvana back in with Nevermind. Make sure I was covering that correctly, so I don't want to get sued by the Nirvana baby, which is a lawsuit we'll talk about in the podcast. REM's Greatest Hits, the first older one, eponymous. They airbrushed my face, man, back when Michael Stipe had hair. A couple copies of that in, and I got that just so I could play that today, as well as the Violent Femmes first self-titled reissue on this, so I could play my copy today. By the way, I'll try to mention this on the upcoming release show this afternoon, but there's a big box set of this album coming out here in a couple of weeks. I'll give you some information on that later today on the new release show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so you know when that goes up there as well. But a big box set with a live album, remastered. If you're a fan of this Violent Femmes, I'm considering it. We'll see where that goes for me from there. All right, let's see here. I think we're going to wrap things up. Ryan chiming in. Yeah, Goose is awesome. They're growing on me. And Jordan as well, talking about Goose. And a question from Steve, Hackney Diamonds live 2 CD. I've not seen or heard of that. It's just a single LP version of that. We'll do some digging on that, Steve, and see, but that's just the regular LP on that one. Okay, folks, that is going to do it for our live update. Do not forget, later on this afternoon, the new release show is coming up here on YouTube and Facebook. Check that out when you get a chance. Let's see. Yep, one more Goose. Really like the Goose. And Dinosaur Don up in the UP. Shovel in the morning, shovel in the evening, shovel. Yeah, the UP has been getting it a lot worse than we have here in mid-Michigan. So hang tough, Don. I know you like the snow, but man, at some point come February, it gets a little tiresome. Okay, check out the new release show, the podcast with Steve Carlson, coming up Sunday evenings. We'll have that up and about on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as iHeart and Spotify. So make sure you listen for that. Again, the topic this week is musical lawsuits. Don't forget to check out our website at RadioWastelandRecords.com and you'll see some of the high-end collectibles we're putting up there slowly but surely, since I do not get into Discogs and sell on there much anymore. So Dan, yes, I will save that for you. We will get up there. So, okay, folks, we are at 716 George Street, just north of downtown Midland, open from now until 6 p.m. on this beautiful Saturday, chilly one here in mid-Michigan. Open tomorrow, Sunday, from 12 noon until 4 p.m. Those are our new hours for starting off this year. So 4 hours tomorrow. Online, RadioWastelandRecords.com, Facebook, Instagram as well. So, hey, Instagram, thanks again for watching. Let me know if this is working okay for you guys on there. All right, you folks have a great week. Stay warm, stay spinning, and we will talk to you next week from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks again for being here. You guys do most definitely rock.